Hey guys, a bunch of my coaching clients after the Success Summit said that they want to commit to 30 videos in 30 days. So I've been talking a lot about my coaching clients about what to do, how to do it, kind of how to get the maximum value out of this exercise. So in this video, I'm going to break down the best tips that I've got for you to kind of level up your game and get maximum value out of your research in this. Also what to do on social media, what to do with your Google My Business, and ultimately at the end, I'm going to break down how to leverage this in YouTube so you can get maximum value out of this game. So let's dive in and let's jump into this. As usual, guys, if you have not, jumped in and subscribed to my weekly, sometimes it's every other week email where I'm just sharing the latest videos, resources, things from Tom Ferry, things from all over the place that I'm finding. Go ahead and down below in the link and get yourself signed up so that you receive the next email. And please subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to kind of follow along on my YouTube channel. Okay, awesome. Thanks so much. All right, let's dive in, guys. Number one, here's what I see the value in this. If you are a newer agent and or a seasoned agent, let's talk to both of you guys with this particular exercise of the 30 videos in 30 days. So for my new agents, what I'm really excited about is helping you gain competence. See, when I'm asking my coaching clients, hey, what are the 30 questions that you get asked the most from a buyer and or a seller, or just from your sphere or from your community at an open house, whether or not it's an expired or for sale by owner, whatever. What are the 30 most important or the most common questions? And then how do you answer those questions? See, what I'm excited about for all the new agents out there is this is an opportunity for you to work on the advice that you have and level up the quality of the advice. See, it's dawned on me that the lack of confidence that a new agent has to reach out to the world and say, hey, let me help you buy or sell or invest in real estate. I'm new and I'm okay. I can help you confidently. To raise your hand and scream that from the rooftop. The reason why I see a lack of confidence in doing that is because you actually haven't taken the time to do the research, to take a look at what are the most common questions and what's the best advice in the world for those questions. So we're going to dig into the research, my new agent friends. The best advice in the world is available to you for you to go learn it, then to go perform it to your community while you're owning it. And that, my friends, will create a lot of confidence. Now for my seasoned agents out there, all the seasoned agents always they ask me the same question. How do I stand out? How do I get chosen over the new agent? How do I get chosen over these flat fee brokers? How do I make sure that I get more referrals? How do I get more respect? I deserve more respect for who I am and what I've done. Great. Let's demonstrate that, my seasoned agent friends. And so if you ask me, how do I have you stand out amongst the general crowd? I would say that it's really about that wise advice that you have with the most common questions and being able to share that publicly where the public goes, wow, I learned so much from that seasoned agent's answer to this common question. I've actually talked to many real estate agents and none of them had any good answers for that. That answer was impressive. I learned something that I didn't know. They introduced me to a problem that I was unaware of and that there was a solution to that. They introduced me to an opportunity that I didn't even know existed that could be taken advantage of. So my seasoned agent friends, if you want to stand out amongst the crowd, this is your opportunity to flex your knowledge muscles and your wisdom because that's what causes you to stand out. So let's dive into this. Here's the thing. My number one thing is I don't like this topic of tips. I think tips is great in a title structure as a headline, as a, a thing, but I don't want you guys sharing tips. I want you sharing wise advice. Okay, so how do we do that? So I just wrote down a couple things that I want you guys to be thinking about in your research. For my veteran and seasoned agents, I want you to be reflecting on what is the advice that you share. That's what we want on the video. For my newer agents, you got to do some research. So let's think through what are the most common questions that we're hearing from buyers, sellers, from our community right now, right? So a couple things is on social media, we should be asking the question. And so I've seen some good advice on asking questions. Hey, what's the big question you have about buying a home, selling a home, getting finance, investing in properties? What is your questions about the economy, about the market? So we all know that in social media, asking great questions and creating lots of response is phenomenal research. So let's make sure we take advantage of that. Number two is you've got your current client database. Hey guys, what are some of the big questions? You can send that via an email, you can send a text, you can say, hey, I committed to this 30 videos answering questions in 30 days. What are some of the big questions that you have with your current clients? That'd be phenomenal. And then of course we all have these big cold lead databases. So if you have Zillow leads, Realtor leads, pay-per-click leads, Facebook leads, or just big databases of old leads, hey, send that question to them. What are some of the big questions you have about buying, selling, investing right now in today's market? So we're fielding all of this great input for our question set. Phenomenal opportunity, by the way. The third thing I wrote down on this topic of research is Google searching. Okay. So what's interesting is a lot of agents have not figured out that Google's really about questions and queries and what are the most common and frequently asked questions. And so if you typed into Google today, right, it would tell you this. So I was kind of screwing around with, okay, do people want to know how to buy a house or the steps to buying a house? What's the way that they ask the question? And when you go into Google and you have a tool like Uber Suggest or Keywords Everywhere or TubeBuddy, it'll tell you that the average person today, more people are asking the question this way than that way. That's great research for some of us to understand how the customers are asking the questions so that when we structure our questions and answers, we're actually hitting really the key point. When we get to YouTube and we talk about that, that is one of the most important things that we're going to do. Okay. The last thing on this is, guys, there's so many great blog articles for you to read. There's so many great YouTube videos for you to watch of other people who have done these things. And again, remember, when you Google and you go, the steps to buying a house or buying a house, and you see with the predictive analytics go down the screen, you're going to see different questions. And Google will tell you what those are. So you can go read those articles to get all your script ideas. Okay, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. What I want for a lot of my new agents, maybe some of my seasoned agents who need some inspiration, is go on and do your research and figure out what the web is telling you are the best responses to these questions. Okay, now let's get to leverage. Let's talk about social media. Let's talk about Google My Business, and then we're going to get to YouTube in a second. So here's what I want you guys to be thinking about on social media. Between LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, this is a great place to do these short videos. Or TikTok, short videos. When we get to YouTube, it's the opposite. So we'll explain that in a minute, okay? And this has been a big issue with a bunch of my coaching clients is you guys, you keep treating YouTube like social media, and that's the opposite of what we should do. So these hey, question one today, the big question on everybody's mind today is X. That's great content for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. And to make a bold commitment to your community that you're doing 30 questions in 30 days and to engage them. Going live is fantastic. This is also a great place for you to be practicing your presentation, and this builds a lot of momentum of your real estate brand to your social media audience. Okay, now for a lot of you, I don't see truck tons of income being generated on social media from this strategy, because the audience of who's there. So who's there is your friends, your followers, the people that you kind of already know. But this is a great way for you to level up your authority, your referability, and for you to demonstrate competence to your community. Now, where I see this great opportunity is agent referrals. As most of you know, I believe that social media is one of the best platforms for agent referrals, because we all know agents are spending all their time there, right? So it's actually phenomenal for agent referrals. So, we can demonstrate competence, get more referrals from your community on social and agent referrals. Hey, that's a double win-win, and you get to practice doing video. Let's talk about Google My Business. Now, Tom and Jason Pantana have been doing a phenomenal job of talking about all the details on Google My Business. So if you haven't jumped on to Jason Pantana's YouTube channel to see the 2 or 3 videos he's done there, Tom Ferry Show's been talking about it nonstop. At the Success Summit, Tom covered it in depth. So if you didn't buy the virtual screening of the Success Summit and you really want to dig in, Tom, he crushed it in that presentation there. And he's definitely going to cover it this week in the blueprint again. So if you get an opportunity to see Tom live anywhere in the country right now, he's going to cover that thing with you. So I feel very comfortable between Tom and Jason Pantana. You guys can go resource the Google My Business and to leverage it there powerfully. So please do that. That gives me some time to spend on YouTube, which you guys know that's what I want to be spending my time on to help you guys with. So let's dig into this really big topic. For YouTube, if you did a 1-minute video answering one question, that would perform terribly on YouTube. Okay? YouTube is not TikTok. It's not social media. YouTube is very much an education platform. So for my real estate friends, of course there's entertainment, but it's also very much education. So what does YouTube like? Do they like short videos? Not really. Now, do they have YouTube Shorts, and have they been experimenting with YouTube Shorts? Yes. But most people, when they watch a YouTube video, they're usually there to learn something of value. They're not there for short hits. Okay? So my advice here, and I've been sharing this with a bunch of my coaching clients this week, and this is the assignment for all of you, okay, is what I would like you to do. If we did 30 videos in 30 days, what we can do is we can break this down into 6 topics. 6 topics. So if we do, 6 times 5 is 30. So we can do a listicle of 5 things per the one topic. So this is a much better video for YouTube. So if we did the 30 videos in 30 days answering the 30 big questions, that would be phenomenal practice for us to now come in and shoot a great YouTube video where we could say, all right, here's my top 5 tips for first-time home buyers. Here's my top 5 tips for getting the cheapest loan at the best rate. Here's my top 5 tips for preparing your home for sale. Here's the top ways to understand the value of your home. Here's the 5 ways to increase the value of your home. Here's the 5 strategies to get offers accepted in a seller's market. Here's the top 5 real estate investment tips for 2022. Here's the top 5 things I'm paying attention to in the economy right now. Here's the top 5 ways I'm answering whatever question. Those videos, which are going to be anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes long, those are phenomenal for YouTube. Now, we can get way more leverage here. So what do I mean by that? Because when we do these, there's some SEO happening in here. So if we did a good job in our research of these titles, these questions, these queries, and we put that question in the title of our YouTube video, that way we could then get organic exposure to other people on Google and YouTube that were interested in that topic. And you'd have the opportunity to get introduced to someone you didn't know. That's the difference between social media and YouTube. Is on YouTube, your content is discoverable by people who are interested in learning more about that question, that topic. And Google and YouTube are there to go introduce your content to people interested in that topic, which is the opposite of social media. I'm not on social media to learn about your tips. I'm there to be entertained. And so you sharing your business insights is really kind of disruptive to me. The consumer is searching for information here. So that's the difference between social versus YouTube, why this listicle is so valuable. Now, also, these videos are phenomenal for your cold lead database. So, if you have a cold lead database of a bunch of old, Zillow leads, realtor leads, pay-per-click leads, Facebook leads, open house leads, create an email and send this video to those cold leads where they get an opportunity to be educated by you, to experience your knowledge and wisdom and expertise. That is phenomenal. Also, send the top 5 things for how to get the cheapest loan at the best rate to your database of your past client center of influence, increasing your referability, right? This is great content on your websites. YouTube embedded blog post content pages, great content for your website. So, as you can see, I took one simple exercise and I just maxed out every way that you could take advantage of this. So my friends, if you have any questions, you need anything, jump down below, make a comment, let me know what you need help with, how I can support you. Make sure you subscribe to my my weekly or every other week e-newsletter where I'm sharing the latest stuff. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, it's good for me. Notification if you really want to follow each video. Have an awesome day. Thanks so much.